I'm not playing Night Runners today, but this is the closest I could get to it, to be honest. It's not a 200 SX, it's not a 180, it's a 240. And I may actually end up getting this one day in real life, so we'll see. They had the 300 SX as well, but then I was like, you know what? There's just something about this car that just looks so good, man. Like, this colorway as well, just don't mind the crashing, but this colorway as well, flipping amazing. Just a few trees in the way, that's all, but beautiful car, honestly. But yeah, today's topic is basically about embracing the suck, which is something that a lot of people don't really like to do, because again, they like to seek comfort, they like to seek that quick instant gratification. They don't really want to sort of, like, they want to get stuff done, but they kind of just fall into the sort of trap of life, the sort of, I guess you could say, bad things in life. Again, I don't really think anything is truly good or bad, but it's just, again, it's not exactly going to be the best for you, is it now? Yeah, I also realized no one plays this game. I don't think this game is actually too bad, to be honest. I think it's a good racing game. It gets the job done. You get really good like kind of graphics on the game. You got really good, pretty much gameplay. You got an amazing car selection. But I guess maybe people are expecting like a really big update on the crew compared to the, obviously 1 and 2. I think 1 was my favorite, but either way, it's still pretty good, man. I mean, Hawaii, you can't go wrong, can you? My thing about games is always the sunset, and that's like the perfect thing for me. So I don't know. Let me know what your favorite crew is if you ever played it in your life. Most people probably would say the 1 or 2 because that's the only ones that they had. I don't think this was even talked about in the slightest. And yeah, I mean, racing games this year it seems like it's not exactly that great. We have one coming out, I think, at the end of this month, Car X Street or something like that. So yeah, I'll probably end up getting that. So stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, just wanted to play a racing game today. I haven't played one in a while. Stardew Valley will be continuing, by the way. And yeah. Back to the video title, right? Because that's what you clicked here for. Embracing the suck. To get to this great place, you kind of have to embrace the suck. You have to go through the motions of essentially the suck in order to build more self-awareness, in order to build more self-esteem. You have to realize different things about you and the things you kind of want to do. And we can read all of the books we want to read. We can always watch the certain videos we want to watch, but we are not those people. You know, the people making the videos or the books. So sometimes what they say may not work for us as much as we try to mold ourselves into them. And so I say, if you're trying to at least achieve some sort of greatness in whatever it is, you have to do it within the capacities that suits you. And I don't mean in a very comfortable manner, but in a way that is kind of innovative to you and is very creative to you. How can you do things very creatively? Again, that creative solution to any kind of problem. You really want to focus on that, because how else are you really going to stick to it for a long enough period of time? Like, for example, we'll use the gym as an example, right? You've got every single diet in the world. Some works for others. Some people say they don't want to have any carbs and that helps them lose weight. Other people say that they don't want to have as many fats. And other people just want to say, you know what, I'm just going to have less calories, but I still want to enjoy the other good things of life. And yeah, they all boil down to the same thing, which is a calorie deficit, but there's many ways to go about it. And that's why I gotta say to you, embrace the suck in whatever it is, because you're gonna learn and go through different kind of things where you might find it easier to get in a calorie deficit if you're having less carbs, maybe. Maybe you find it easier if you're having less fats. Maybe you've got more energy throughout the day because of that reason, or whatever it may be. At the end of the day, you're still trying to get to that same kind of goal. So listen to what your heart says, listen to what your brain says, and embrace the suck. Go through the failures with intention of learning. A lot of people like to put expectations on life. They seem to think that life is this sort of quick and easy thing. We know exactly where we're going. No one does, man. No one does. Nothing is really guaranteed. And I don't mean to say that to scare you in any kind of way. Of course not. I say it in a way where you have to really understand that there are limits to this stuff. There is, like, good things can't last forever, you know? So you have to always adapt. You have to always persist. You have to always embrace the suck in whatever it is. And I mean, if it helps, you can even use my channel as an example. Some videos don't pop as much as others, regardless of, even if one topic is like more lengthy than others. Like, for example, I think I posted a video about love, right? And that is something that there's a lot of good points in there. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even trying to say that in a very like gloaty way, but there are a lot of things that can be of value in that. Whereas other videos maybe where you don't think that it would go a bit more popular, they do. So it's all about kind of embracing suck in whatever kind of regards it kind of comes through. You know, putting expectations on things, it just never ends up well, because you're just going to put yourself in so many different complications as a result of that. And then essentially you're trying to be God, or at something extremely divine, which is just not like that at all, is it? It's not in the slightest, man. That's not how life works. I mean, maybe if you want to get your own planet, you could obviously change the rules on that and then make life not so sucky. But again, you have to go through the trials and tribulations in order to really ascend past it. Because how are you going to understand it? How are you going to overstand it, I should say? Because you know how you can understand, it's like you're under the point sort of thing in a way. When you're over, you're kind of like completely on top of it, and you kind of know your stuff, right? And you can only go through that if you truly embrace both the good and the bad of it. So it's a very, very healthy thing to have. Very healthy, man. And I think that we should slowly start to build a world where it's okay to suck. It's okay to fail and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people, especially online nowadays, again, I'm going to use fitness and the gym as an example for this scenario, but like the standard of body image nowadays has gone down the drain. Everyone who's on like some sort of performance enhancing drug, or you know, maybe it's their career to whatever, like go to the gym and look good, right? People think that that's completely normal, but it's not, because again, social media has people in a daze, in an absolute false reality in a sense, and I think that's kind of crazy. And so they'll kind of put upon themselves that sort of pressure of achieving that, and then they end up stopping because they give up, because there's no hope, because they think they'll never ever achieve that. But again, that's not reality. You're comparing yourself to nothing that's not even real. So you have to embrace the suck. You have to embrace the suck of whatever it is that you can essentially fulfill and achieve, whatever your genetics can also provide to you. What is your max capabilities? This and that. It all kind of factors into play when you're sort of trying to chase after exactly what it is you want to do. It's just crazy, man, because you might get a lot of haters on the way where they apparently know every single thing, and that might suck for some of you, because you might be thinking, oh man, maybe I'm not so great after all. But that's just not the case. Again, the feeling of, even that feeling is still something of value, because wow, before you even finish that, look how nice these lights look. That actually looks so nice, man. Okay, I think the Silvia has that 14 at least. Nissan, Finno knows that if you're a carhead. I'm not a carhead, by the way. I just like racing games and driving, so. But yeah, we've actually trashed this car now, going down the hill, so that's not exactly the greatest thing in the world.
And it's totally like, I'll pack this thing, so just die.
But yeah, a little bit of a short one today. I'm gonna end it there. I've been experimenting for the last couple of weeks on different kind of, I guess, video styles, whether or not it's longer and shorter, whatever. But I think I just prefer doing it like this. It's just more real. You know, you just hear me talk whilst I'm playing the game. It's just more real, and I think that's gonna stay, regardless of the growth, regardless of the potential in growth and stuff like that. I think I just like it like that. It just makes more sense to me. So yeah, that's gonna be on kind of that side of things. Definitely want to play more games though, for sure. Ideally racing games, because racing games, they're just amazing games to play, man. Like, I definitely highly recommend you get a racing game if you want to like dive into your mind a little bit, because it's kind of mindless, but it also kind of keeps you more mindful. It's like a form of meditation in a sense, because I don't know, sometimes you just zone out, but you can be like really closely connected to your brain. So yeah, man, definitely recommend it. And that's why you gotta be grateful for some of the stuff that you get in life, man, because a lot of people, they like to take the piss out of games, and they don't like to really appreciate games for kind of what they can provide, providing that they're not toxic, because there's too many games where they're toxic, especially multiplayer games, especially battle royale games. They're toxic. They are. They thrive on the toxicity in a sense, because again, it's all about competition, whereas these games aren't about competition. It's more about just, you know, having a good time. But yeah, on that note, I'll see you guys later. Stay blessed, have a great day, and yeah, we'll be back in the next one.